Dear students, so today we are going to do today we will be doing muzzle flash in Unity. I'm using version 2018.4. So that's the one. Muzzle flash is the actually it's a flash from the gun when fire. So if I go to internet and look for the options, I'll say muzzle flash. So what I get here, I get many of them of the options here. So these are all the 3D one, but what we want to create, we will be creating into Unity. So if I take Unity, then you will see something like this. Maybe all these things are there like this. So what we are seeing are the images actually, which are put like this, the sprite sequence, sprite with the sprite editor. But I will not be putting the images. There are two ways to do that. Two ways to create muzzle flash, right? One is via texture, and another one is via particle. So via texture is very easy. You just simply have to drag and drop the texture, and that is already there. If you see it here, just simply drag and drop the textures and you will get it. But in the second one, the one with the particles are more difficult. So I'll be explaining this method. So let's just start the particles. So let's go back to Unity, and I will create a camera. I will create cameras here. I will create a particle system. The system is here. So that's how it works. So I want a gun object here so that I could put a gun nearby. So you can download any gun from internet, like free download 3D model gun. So you will get it in the internet, weapon here, and many models you will get it. So but I want a very light model which will be having some kind of cartoon or game effect. So I downloaded that one from internet, and that model I'll show you here. So I have the model that is a gun model. You can see that. So I'll simply drag and drop here and we get a gun. So gun is pretty high size. I'll say 0.1, 0.1 and 0.1. So what do we get? We get a gun like this here. So gun is, as you can see, gun is here, is pointing towards us. I'll just change the direction. So gun will be 90 degree. Let's say 180. So gun is here. Okay. So as you see, the gun is in the tilted little bit. So what I'll do, I'll be either I can tilt the camera or I can tilt the gun. So tilting the camera is better. So I'll just tilt the camera like this, and I just simply move the gun like this. So hope you get what I'm trying to show you here. So this you can see gun, you can rotate it more if you want to show it properly. This is the angle which we'll be using. Okay, got it. So that's the particle system. I have to do a couple of things in this one. First thing, I have to just rotate this to downside. So what I can do is I can rotate it to 90 degree. Rotation is 0 here now. So, and I want you to start nearby where this whole thing starts. So just move it down and keep it to the barrel of the gun here. I cannot see any texture here. You can put a texture also. That is already there. So you can put a texture simply by, I have the texture also in fact. So simply material. This is the one. So I want it to be in this model. So that's the texture for the gun. So hope you understand this. So let's move the whole thing first of all down. Particle system and gun, I want them to move down a little bit, and you can change the color also in the background. You can go to camera and change the color, maybe something darker here. So like this, but I wanted to have a solid color, so it will be easy like this. So now, okay, so now we have the particles, as you can see. So I want to now work with the particle, like how I want to create that effect that looks like some kind of bubble over here. So in this one, first thing I want to shorten that time period. So I'll say I want to shorten the time period, like lifestyle start speed is okay. Maybe I can keep it 10. I want it to go faster, but I want duration to be slower, maybe 1 second. So and as well as I want it lifetime, maybe I can keep it 1. So lifetime is pretty low here, you can see. It is simply same like the lifetime or lifespan in Maya particles. Next thing is I want to change a couple of more things here. I don't want, I want to make it bigger size, so I'll say I want the size a little bit bigger. So I can go for the random between two constants, and I can say maybe 3 or 4, something like that. So I have these particles now. I will, you can change it in future also, but not now. So that's okay. I don't want to any change any here. In the emission, I want something different. I don't want a straight line. I want to be having some burst effect. So click on the burst, and I will click this as 0 here. And what I want as a count here. You can see. So I can have count. Also, I can work on between two values. Maybe I can have count like 20 by 20. So variety of the count, as you can see it here. Okay, next thing is I don't want it to be move. I want the shape to be changed. I want the cone angle, that's okay, but in the cone angle I don't want like this. I want it to be completely big size, like this. You can see that now. Once I'm clicking it, you can see the size is increased, and you can even play with the radius. If you want, you can see the radius is 1 here. You can make it 0 also, like this, and you can make it big also, depending on what you want. If you can make it 1 also, so it depends what you want. Maybe you can have 0.5 also, that's all up to you. So that's how the particles are emitting right now. And what else I want to do? I want to go I can change the color also, but before color I would like to change to over here to what was that? I want to go to the shader here and render, and that's what we want. I don't want with the billboard. I want a stretch billboard. So what it does, as you can see that here, it will stretch it here. You can see that. So that's what I want, but I don't want any length scale. Length scale should be 0. I want speed scale, like scaling in the speed, so that you can see that is giving you kind of effect here. Maybe 0.2, right? Maybe 0.3, depending on what you want, something like this. So I want to modify this thing, this effect. Maybe speed. If I have it 1, then what happens? I have something like this. So let's speed scale is maybe, let's keep it 1 right now. We'll change it later. You can go back. I want to change the speed. Actually, speed is I want it to be faster, so I'll say like this. So what else I want? I want the duration to be shorter. Maybe I can say 0.2. You can see as soon as I play duration, you can see the effect of this, maybe like this. So now, as you know, the count is here. Lifetime is okay. Start speed is, I can keep it 10. You can see like this. So duration is 0. I can say 1 also duration. Maybe 0.05 is also good amount. So start lifetime is 1. You can keep it a little bit less. like this. I want this effect actually, so maybe I can have 0.05. That also good. So I have to play, as you can see, I'm playing with the properties for the glow and the particle effect. What else I can do? I can change the size, maybe 4, 5 here, or maybe I can have 0.1 or maybe 1 also. So that's what we get here. 2 and 2, and 3 and 4. So that's what we are getting here. You can scale it up also if you want. You can scale up like this, but not scaling right now. I just have to keep it here. So next thing is, what we need to do is I can play around this property. If I keep it 10 by 10, I will be having less particles here, you can see. So it depends on how many you want. You want more particle, you can keep it the count, or else you can simply keep it without any value. You can keep it constant also. So it depends. If you want it more or less, you can keep it with the random values, maybe sometime 20, sometime 30. So this also you can work on. Next thing is come for the color. So I will go with the color here. I'll say color, want to change color over lifetime. Let's see what happens with the color over lifetime. So let's play it here. I want to keep it 100%, but initially I want it to be less. So you can see when I'm doing it less, you are getting it like this color, and I wanted something orange shade like this. So that's the one which we are getting here. You can have a little bit towards the same color. So that's what we have. I don't want to touch many things. I'll just click it off. So that's the one. That's a very important thing. Stretching billboard. By default, it will be like this. So if you have stretch, it will be a pretty big effect. And you can work on this scaling also. You can see like this. So depending on what you want, you can keep on doing actually. So that's the one. Nothing to play it with the texture here. So next thing, what else we can do here is we can play with the properties of how fast and they should be. So I want, if I keep on loop off, what happens when I play again? So you get like this. You can see the effect like this. That's one which you'll be connecting with the programming. So I'm not using any program right now. I'm just showing you as how to look if you go with the properties like this loop. You can have even less value, less particles here by going to like this, maybe 10 and 20. So one should go up and make the looping off and then play it. So we get this kind of effect, very random effects like this. So, but if you want more of the particles, you can have it play, and you can make them more, maybe 20 here. So this one which is, and that's the interval, how fast they should change. If I have interval, let's say 0.1, what happens in the interval, maybe one interval, it will change a little bit the speed, but I don't want anything to touch anything. I'll say 0.01. That's my emission. If you want the emission by rate over time, that's also you can do. You can simply click on this one and you can delete this one. So what you are getting something like this. But if you want the burst effect, you have to change it. So burst effect is here, as you know. So what I want it, actually I keep opening the Bandicam because I want to check whether it's recording or not. Sometimes recording doesn't happen, that's why I have to keep checking it in order to record. So it's recording. That's one very important thing. So I don't want any of the rate over time. I want to keep it 0, and I will keep this one on. So that's what it is here. So you can keep it maybe 25 also. That also okay. So right now pretty much is done. Nothing much to be changed here. don't need to touch these properties. You can have the radius more or less, so it will be giving you the space, actually this space, but you will not see this space unless or until you keep the stretching thing off. Right now the stretched billboard should be off, then only you will see this effect, but I don't want to touch it, so I'll keep the radius one. That doesn't matter actually. So that's a shape node here. You can keep a track, like you can keep it spherical also, you can keep as a hemisphere also, many things, but I would keep it as a cone. So that's the one. So what else I want to have? I want to have lifetime is 0.01. If you want to more lifetime, you can keep it like this, or I can say 0.01 also. So it will be very fast. You can see each and every particles are flashing very faster. Initially it was, what I have done is was 0.05. It was pretty constant, but if you want kind of muzzle flash effect, you have to keep it very flashy. That's why I want each and every lifetime, I want very minimum. So that's a very crucial value, so I'll say like this. So that's a better effect. You get it here. Next thing, you can simply link these two things. So I'll go to create empty. I'll say, rename it as a gun and muzzle, right? So it's the muzzle is here. I can simply again rename it and like this, gun with muzzle, and I can keep these two things inside this one. So now when I'm clicking this one, you see I can move it anywhere, the whole thing. So if you want to see how the looping works, you can simply go to particles and make the looping off and play it. That's how it will affect once you link with the programming and fire with the trigger. So that's how it works. If you want to keep it here like this also, and how far, how long, that's a lifetime, and that's how long you want to keep play. If you keep it, let's say 1, so what do you get? If you play it here, you play it like this, you know, very long lifetime. So I'll keep it like this. So what do you get? You get something like this, a long time. So it's gonna take long time to play. You can see it's taking around 1 second for the working up. So it depends on how fast or how slow you want it. You can keep it changing. Maybe 0.5 is like this. So that's how this thing works up here. Maybe you can keep it a little bit more, maybe 0.7. So it will be more prominent. If you want it very quickly, very fast firing things, you can keep it like this. So you'll get it like this. You can keep it even less also. So you can keep it 0.01 also. It's very fast. 0.05 actually, it will not go below that. So I can keep it 0.7. So it will give me this flash. But 0.05 will give you like this. Okay, so you want constant firing, you can keep it down, maybe 0.3, right? Or else you can go a little bit more than that also, like this value. So hope you understand how it looks right now. Also it's visible in the viewport. As you can see here, flash is happening. You can simply click, you can simply create some particles here which will, you know, like fall off this object. So you can create a bullet shell. Actually bullet shell will help you to fire something. If you want some fire something to fire it up, I can simply create a particle system that I wanted to move from this area, maybe something like this, from this area actually. So that's all moving here. So I can rotate this guy here, maybe like this. So I'm just trying it. Let's see how it looks like. You want some empty bullet shells falling, you can do that. So for that you can have the gravity also. Maybe gravity is equal to 1, so gravity will pull it down. But 1 is too much for this. Looks like 1.05 also. Point maybe 0.3. It depends on what you want actually. You can keep it straight line also, like this. What I'm doing, I'm just rotating it a little bit. That's what it is right now. So I want them to be going further. I want first of all less particles. So I want less duration first of all. So let's say 0.1. That's the duration here which is happening. In this one I want lifetime should be less. You can see. Or you can keep more also. And I want the speed should be faster, so I can keep it 10. So start size is good size. I can keep maybe 2 here, and less particles, so I will go to the emission and keep it less. Maybe I want 5 or something. So that's one. No rating here. So if you want burst, you can do the burst also. So many particles will be happening. Maybe have 5 particles here and no particles here. So that's what you can give. Maybe you can have 1 particle at a time. And speed is okay. Cycle maybe you can have 0.1. Count is maybe you can have 1 count. So I think that will not work much better. 1 is here. So what I'll do is I will have some velocity to this. Velocity over lifetime or inherent velocity are like this. So I want to have some velocity in z direction. Maybe I can have 1 velocity. So you can see it's going further. Maybe I can have 3 velocities going further again. You can see that. I want them maybe 5. So that's the effect of velocity. If you wanted to know more, I can keep 10. So you can see they are going too much faster outside. So I will keep it 5. It's okay. You want to see the effect, you can make it off. That's it's going down. It's going like this. So you can keep it exactly on the top, something like this. And you can replace it with the bullet shell here. So what you want, you can go down to the renderer. You can replace this with the mesh actually. So what I want to have a mesh here. What I can do is gun shape. So can I create some object here? Maybe cylinder. So cylinder can be going inside this. Is my cylinder is here actually. So I can use it as a bullet shell. I need to link it. So particle, let's say, go down render. I want to have a mesh and I want to keep it as cylinder. I want to pick the mesh. I can keep it as a capsule also or cylinder also. So that's how it works. Looks like this. I want to create a solid cylinder shape. So I can create a gun shape. bullet shell texture. I can keep something like this. So I want this kind of shell. So I'll save this one, save image to desktop, bullet. So I'll open with Photoshop. What I can do is I can simply cut this one. Crop it. I can change the background. That's my bullet shell. I can simply again crop it. So that's the one here. So I can save it as a bullet shell. The PNG format. Bullet shell. Okay. So let me work on that. Desktop. Bullet shell. Something here. So let's move it inside the materials. Like this. So that's my bullet shell here. In this bullet shell, let me assign this to particle. So I want to assign this bullet shell to my particle here. So you can see it. Bullet shell is here. I need to just modify the properties. I don't want any cylinder right now, so particles are here. Before going further, I can say bullet shell is here, and I want to keep it as a alpha. So the alpha is here. You can see alpha is here, and next thing is go to the shader. I can keep it as a bullet shell. So shell need to be modified. So how do we change the bullet shell here? I'll go to properties, bullet shell, no mesh. I can have the billboard, that's no issue. I want to change the bullet shell properties. So what I reckon I can do is I can go to the particles, and what can do, I can keep it as a additive, will be like this. I can keep it as a cutout. So cutout is better because it gives directly feel. But I want to change the direction. The direction is not like is not right actually. So what I can do is, can I work something in the start 3D rotate? So what I can do, if I rotate like 50 degree, what happens here? 10 degree here. Let's see here. Okay. I actually wanted to fire real objects from this one. So maybe 0, 0 and 50 degree. And that's not one which we want to work. Rotation is here. Rotation we can work on. No. Okay, let's see what we can do if the shell rotation is there. We can go for a velocity, maybe this one. or else can I put some object in the bullet shell? Let me just guess. Material is bullet shell. I can create a object here. That's the bullet shell. You go back to the shader, and I can go for the mesh and change the mesh cylinder there. Okay, 90 degree. So what else we can modify here is that's the rotation. That's not the one which we wanted. Okay, then we need to select an object actually instead of particle. So we have mesh here. You can have a mesh, and mesh I can select as a 3D object, and I can say cylinder. So what is the mesh which we can take? Shape can be mesh, and say cylinder. So we have the mesh here. I think we'll leave this like this right now. Once we get the geometry, we can connect the geometry, or else for the flash part, this is the one which we should have work on. That's the gun, that's the muzzle flash, and it's complete particle, so we can rotate it, we can move it anywhere you want. So if we get to work on to move these, to throw away these the empty shells, I will definitely create a video, and I will get back to you regarding this. So for the muzzle flash example, that's exercise with a gun. So you can always refer to this one, how do you do that, and that's what we can do. That's it for now. Hope you guys understand what we just did. So that's the one. Muzzle flash. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys, thank you, thanks a lot for watching the video.